Hey, Stubby here. I can see my house from up here. It's time to get to oil. Let's go. Hello. We are back. All right, so in between episodes, as you can tell, I put a second floor on. Did this aluminum scaffolding. Something simple, but I think it's working. So, let me know what you guys think of it. Additionally, I added an elevator to get up and down. An elevator to the third floor. Also spawned myself another blaze, and I got a few more of the blaze DNA samples. Plans for the next episode, actually. So these are going to end up moving. And the last major change. Well, first, here's what I did upstairs. So move this up here, and the compact crafting. So the thing that was wrong was I had the projector where this block is. I had to go up one more. So as you progress backwards, you have to progress upwards as well to match the height requirement. They have to be pretty much centered in where the block would be. So if I make this one field bigger and bring them to here, it'll have to go up higher. But now this one works. This is at the right setup. Got to make sure that it doesn't go into the floor, because then it'll count the floor as part of the recipe and it won't make sense to it. And the last change, which thanks to a great comment, was setting up. Ooh, that was a bit of a save, huh? Setting up the integrated dynamics. So I put a filter in here. You come to right here and you set the target side to down, which means it pulls off of the bottom of the block. I set it to 60 ticks per operation just to slow it down a little bit. I don't know if I did that right, but the default is 1, so it's consistently checking mine. That's the way I see it. There's 20 ticks a second, so this is at least every couple seconds. And then I used a omnidirectional connector. Now, to get these was a little bit of a difference. I didn't do it in the beginning because I misread the recipe, and I was like, oh, not ready for that yet. So I'm gonna go over that recipe, but I got that, and the big benefit of getting that was getting this omnidirectional portable storage terminal. Look at that. Now, the recipe itself, I kept seeing all these crystallized quartz chunks, and I stopped right there. And as I say time after time, you need to look at the recipes harder. I am notoriously guilty in this series. You guys see it every episode. I get to something and I'm like, oh, I didn't look far enough into the recipe. So while I was doing stuff, I was like, I was trying to figure out how I was doing this piping. And I was like, I need that wireless omnidirectional setup. Like, let me look at the recipe. So to get these from the squeezer, you got to do the pop chorus fruit, or there's this proto chorus. Now you don't get as much out of it, but it's 2 mineral berries and 2 ender pearls. Incredibly easy to get. So the omnidirectional connector, incredibly easy to get. Then the storage tablet. I had to do another thing of mineral glass, the variables which we had already made, static light panels, and everything else was stuff we had already made. So it was just a bunch of little crafting stuffs to get there. So what's the plan for today? Well, today's plan, Immersive Engineering. That's right. So if you can see, I ran around doing core samples. And the way you do these is you take this core sample drill with a power that I hooked up capacitor in front. Now this one's full. I was alternating between the two. And I started with this chunk right here. And the way you see the chunk is you hold F3 and hit G, and then you'll see your chunks. So I did this chunk right here, and what a surprise, there was oil in it. Now, I'm not setting anything up in this chunk, so what do I gotta do? I gotta go somewhere else. So then I checked this one all the way end and that one all the way to the end. I built this area back here because we're going to need to have some expansion for greenhouse type stuff, mob stuff. I don't know yet, but I wanted to have some extra room. There was lava, there was water, but there was no oil. But we struck gold. If you look, this one right here is the, I think it's, yeah, this one, I think it was this one. The 6 million buckets of oil is right where we're standing, but then we found 6.3 million and 4.1 million. Where, you might ask? Well, a very convenient spot. Our parking lot. This chunk right here was the 6 million. This chunk was the 4 million. So, unfortunately, this parking lot is going to have to go. It's going to get moved, repositioned. I think I'll just take it, rotate it to that side so I can clear this up and put a couple pump jacks. For now, I'm just going to put the pump jacks up over the concrete, so we can get them set up. We'll get this stuff moved. I'll redo the concrete in between episodes. No reason to waste our time doing that on camera. Let's just make some progress, right? So the first thing I'm going to need is some buckets, because I want to save that water out there, because I need to figure out a way to make infinite water. So right now I have rain collection. That's got it in there. Empty, 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 empty. And we will put the water collection just along the building for now. We'll do it right here. And I started using, I use this as like a bulk storage. I emptied 4 of these out and put them in here. There we go. I noticed there's a graphical bug. So you notice there's water in it according to the info, but there's nothing visible. You pick it up, you put it back, it's there. So every time you log in, they go away. It's a graphical bug. It is what it is. Not super worried about that, but it's there. Just make sure you're looking at it before you break the barrels. All right, and that gives us our room. So for this pump jack to work, we're gonna need a couple things. We need to get our power set up, which, oh, look at this, wireless power, hey. And we need to get storage set up. So to start with, I wanted to run storage. Because once we kick off the power to these things, they're gonna start working, and we're gonna start getting the oil, and we have a giant tower to build in the meantime. So this one right here is very standard. You guys have seen me build this at least once. And we'll do that, and then it's one more layer. And you hit it with a hammer. And then you realize that you wanted to put the tank right there, and you didn't. Yeah, you can look that way, whatever. And we're gonna make this one black, black, black. Which I actually think I already have black in place, don't I? Oh, no, that's the one I made for that. I think I have a black one in my storage. One. 2, 3. Got it. All right. Let's check, because that'll save me on wasting one. And tank, we do. Black, black, black. You can stay in there. And now we have our oil reserve set up. So with this oil reserve, we will end up needing to make, I think, 3 or 4 more tanks. Which for right now, they're going to just kind of go right here. Eventually, I want to make a spot for them outside the building. And it'll be a really simple as I'll just take whichever color that is, and I will remove the input hopper or ender tank to it, and I'll basically build 1 extra tank, put it out there, cycle the fluids the other way, so on and so on until they're all moved. Very simple, very easy, just a little time consuming. All right, next we have this one is the pump check, and the projector will show us how to do it. Now, I always mess up using this projector. Like, not even gonna lie, I believe this one has the tooltips to tell you how to use it. I always figure out the buttons wrong. Still doesn't have the piece I always mess up. It's the clearing the projector that I always mess up. But F3G, the chunk, we will basically just put it along this white line for now to make it nice and easy. Something made it down here. All right, and the projector. So let's look at this. You right click on it and you pick the item you want to make. So for us, it's the pump jack. Go ahead and hit the check mark and you'll get this nice little visualization. Now, if you look at it, you have this redstone block right there. That's your redstone control. This spot right here with the orange dot on top is your power input, and your outputs are right here on the sides. So when you're working this out, if you happen to be doing a plan for running the piping to the distillation tower or something like that, you need to have your consideration of which sides are which. And you can see it was that's right. It was scroll while sneaking. So you see now in front of me is the redstone block on the left. That is your redstone control. So you can spin it around and position it how you're going to want it. And then you can look at the size of it. I know I'm centered. I'm going to put it, actually we'll just put it right there. And now for the fun. So we'll know we need this, 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 and this. I believe that is everything. Oh, let's have the projector. Okay, so when you highlight the items, so you see right here, it's going to be the steel scaffolding. Now you see they have that outline as I put that item in my hand, so you can kind of help you along in seeing what you need to put where. And if you put something in the wrong spot, let's go ahead and put a pipe right here. You see it gets a nice big red block to tell you, hey, dummy, you pulled a stubby. And the pipes. And then we'll go to the fences. Boom, boom. And over here we need the redstone block, the heavy, and the light. And this is the one that gets kind of okay. This is the one. The pump jack is the one build that it gets a little weird because this part right here is a little bit lower. Which one is that one? Should be this block, right? I think. think so. I think it's the block of steel. Nope. No. Stubby messed up something. Oil, pump check. It is a block of steel. Okay, so let's just see if it works. It might not be acknowledging the block. So we're gonna move on and just see if we get it to work. This should be the sheet metal. And the treated fence. And then you take your hammer, and there's a certain spot you hit it. I never remember which one. All right, so if you're not going to take that steel, it's going to want... Oh, it worked. I just had to hit the right spot. Okay. So when you do the steel blocks, ignore the red for the steel blocks because there is a custom recipe for the steel. That's what's throwing it off. And I'm not sure if that's something that the pack dev could easily fix. It's, I might mention it to him, but I really don't think that's something that can be easily fixed without messing with this particular mod. So easier just to say a steel block is a steel block. Ignore those two reds. All the other reds, they'll make sense. But now we have a pump check. So we need to provide it the wireless power right up here. And we need to provide our output. So for the output, we were just going to run this and that. Orange. And the output is prepared. Oh, it looks like the end scene in there. Network will be stubby. What's going on with my power now? What? This filled up with power and now it's not doing anything. Oh, that doesn't do anything. See? What the heck? Now I'm really confused. Because last time I had, it had its energy's there. Oh, why is it not counting it? Hmm. Oh no, it does have power. Oh my goodness. Guys, I just went on a stubby moment. It's got power to it. You see it's got a full right there? Oh, stubby, stubby, stubby. Stubby, stubby. Okay. And last thing we should need is, do I have a lever made? No? So why aren't you pumping? Okay. That works. Now it's pumping. But it doesn't look like it's removing. Which, in all honesty, this is fine, because now that I'm thinking about it, I don't want to save this one. That's going to go straight into the tower, which is the next thing we're going to make. This wonderfully huge tower. So let's grab all of our supplies, clear out our hotbar, grab all that. And the things that didn't jump correctly was that we'll need this, we'll need our projector, and I believe that's it. And just for now to save, no, let's go build it in the, no, we're gonna build it right here. We're just gonna do it. That's the Distillation Tower. This thing is a beast. All right. So looking at it, the redstone, the input is from the back. Redstone's on the front. I want to put a side view like that, so redstone in the front. And we can go ahead and throw it down. Right there seems like a good spot. Okay. Boom, boom. And it's going to cycle between these ones right here, back and forth a lot. As you build this thing up, you just kind of got to pay attention. You're going to have a pipe running up one side and scaffolding running up the other. And this is the slab version of the scaffolding, I believe. Yes, it is. So we'll do a full scaffolding here. And then we will set our slabs up. Whichever, I think there's what, like 3 or 4. Didn't make him another right one. Wonder if that's going to affect it. Oh, you know what? Easy fix. Still like this. So I made this one, which was a 3 across. We need to make this one first, which is a 1 for 1, and then do the 3 across. So in accordance with the book, we needed, I think it was 30 I had to make. Steel scaffolding slab 30. So and boom, there we go. Easy change. And now we don't have that gnarly red. All right. Just keep building, just keep building. And scaffolding, scaffolding. Back and forth. Another layer of scaffolding around it. Now that's one of the cool things about immersive is like these ones. So these steps will actually be part. These platforms will actually be part of it. You build to climb up the ladder, hop over, walk around all these different ones, and kind of admire what you've done from a great, great height. This thing is gonna be what, probably as tall, if not taller, than my main building. All right, there. Getting close to the end. And now the fun part. Here's the scaffolding. So glad it works like a ladder. Ooh-wee. And my engineer's hammer goes somewhere on right there. Okay. And now we have this bad boy of a tower. And actually, like I said, it changes some of the stuff so you can actually go up this ladder. And we can walk around on each platform. You can check all the way up to the tippy top. I know it's pretty cool the way these multi-blocks form. And it actually changes how you interact with it. Oh, there we go. There's that. And then we'll need to set our... I wonder if we can just make this work like this. The blue port will be the input. Orange will be the output. Okay. So let's go right there. And right there. And it's a filling. Now, the problem with this one is it will actually fill multiple fluids. So if you look at the distillation tower, it's going to make lubricant, sulfurized diesel, gasoline, liquid propane. Yikes. So what I want to do is I want to run it once and just kind of get a list of all the fluids in there. And then what we'll do is we will build the number of tanks for it. And we will kind of let the tanks fill up themselves We'll take a bucket or something. We'll fill one tank up. Take a bucket, start a second tank, third tank, fourth tank. Once the tanks have something specific in them, it kind of will auto sort the fluid, is my hope and understanding. So the last thing we're going to need is another flux point. I need a point, not a flux point. And so it'd be 4 flux cores and a redstone. Of course, I need one more. I have ender obsidian flux. And I should have levers. I just need blaze. Craft it up. And that one will be made into that one. Clean up our inventory a little bit. And put it on stubby one. Now, is that enough? Ah, that killed all my power. Woo-wee. All right. So this destroyed all that power I had reserved. Thankfully, there's an easy solution for this temporary thing. So what we want to do is I'm going to come over here to this. I'm going to put the opposing side input, output, input, output. That should be dumping all this power across. And it's hopefully enough to kick it off. Now, the next episode I have planned is going to get us into one of the dynamos, which is why I made more blazes. Oh, the bitumen spits out the back of that. I forgot about that. But you see, so we've got liquid propylene, ethane, propane, gasoline, sulfurized diesel, and lubricant. So all the stuff that we are going to have to worry about. We'll turn that off for now. And so we'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 different tanks. So maybe I do build the new tank area. But you can put a chest right here and it'll automatically import. You could do an ender chest with an ender chest in there. You can do a chest because it'll dump into the chest, and then you put an exporter with an omnidirectional. There's a few different ways you can handle that. I'll probably honestly just be lazy and put up a storage door. But you could do some really cool stuff. I may get smart and do it, but we need to redesign this whole area before I really get super concerned about it. We have oil. We have a dozen other fluids. And we are ready for more power. So until next time, Stubby out.